progress of the barn conversion is ad hoc as finances allow. Scrounging materials stretches resources. Living costs are minimal but increasing with little luxuries. Brexit means I have to have a bank account. A bank account you have to pay for in France. It also means in order to have the carte de séjour I have to pay some sort of property taxes. Healthcare, that's another one. Healthcare you part pay for. You have to have insurance. Managed to avoid all these things before Brexit. But the things we do, the jobs we have done, the temporary agency work to get the funds in, to get back to where you feel you belong. So French, I think this is who the Dracula neighbour with the skunk streak met online and made his wife and had 2 children with. She gave him his children. He got 2 children out of the relationship. But he must have realised the chance that it wouldn't last with the princess type. And our hearts can't bleed for him too much. He's a feeder, like a gambler, and he made his princess his victim too often. Blokes brought up to want to pay for their princess, sustain their lifestyle living vicariously. Does that motivate them to work harder so they don't get upgraded? A princess should be able to ratchet up their cachet, their quality and value, and make themselves indispensable. But it is only the illusion of being a team player. Then there's when self-respect has been parallelly eroded and the skills just aren't there. I'm greedy and I'm lazy scenario, deteriorating into the law of diminishing returns. And Les Miserables. A different workplace. A fair number of the Eastern Europeans are living out of camper vans in an industrial estate. Another better job in a large flower nurseries, where you separate out for an order huge trolleyfuls of pot plants in full flower. The employers set up a load of mobile homes where they all live field, roadside, next to all the polytunnels. Another living the dream job is another factory, monitor and record, don't sleep type job. A buxom Polish woman who's studying to be a doctor in Ukraine because you can get in and it's more affordable. She's on holiday in Britain where she used to live to make some money so that she can afford the cost of living in Ukraine, where she's got an another infill job. You drag around a cage of milk in a huge fridge. These cages on trolley wheels, quarter of a tonne, and you're only allowed to drag one of them, push one of them. Everyone has to do 2. With the wheels, deterioration means that one trolley is as much hard work as 2. Good ones. Intimidated by peers and management to drag 2. You're dragging around a tonne for 8 to 12 hours a day. Man, woman, Eastern European, British, African, peer slave driven in harmony. This pays for the barn, but it's a window on the world of how the African immigrant gets here. The harassment, catcall type, constant coercive control type behaviour. Like, they got themselves. living the dream or living in a dream type jobs. Work does give you a little window on the people's lives and trades if you've made different choices, and often make you feel lucky for your own lot. Your own lot, what you've got. I try and maintain a relationship with someone that has got a good, responsible job in Gloucestershire, a career in southwest England. I've quite often taken fairly soul-destroying jobs for a month or so. It's money coming in an infill period while I'm maintaining a home with that person. It's not a drama-type relationship, but I'm sure a lot of us have known that in the past. Which brings me to, why do people still bring up young girls to think of themselves as princesses? It just seems like sometimes the lowest form of baseline self-respect. That delusion. But that delusion can get you through a lot in olden days thinking and olden days relationships, which hopefully are declining. I like to think that we have exported British values, as their posters are all around schools. Exported British values with all Eastern European immigrants that then return home with the money that they've quite rightly earned here. Brexiteers would say that they've deprived from them. Can't discount that part of the appeal of Britain might be that we've got better, more easily available, probably cheaper drugs of so many different types than anywhere else in Eastern Europe, where the only route is the sleazy route. Which brings me to my Czech colleague. Attractive, slim woman on the skinny side. She's been there a little bit longer and she's shown me the ropes, but essentially we just have to sit there, tell someone else if something goes wrong, write some stuff down occasionally, but it stops us from snoozing. I've never done a night shift before. She's got a child, she's married, she works nights, her husband works days. Oh, all she eats is sweets. Brings several bags of sugar in every night, and caffeine, and sugary drinks. Perhaps her complexion would be better, but it doesn't affect her. She's not piling on the pounds at all, but she pops out for a smoke incessantly. Smokes so much. Her husband parks up in the car park and they go and have a cigarette together most nights. She skips off for half an hour and just assumes that I'll cover for her, and then she's back. Other cars do arrive at other times in the night. The shift manager takes quite a lot of interest, and he quite often disappears for half an hour at the same time as her. Do cigarettes take half an hour to smoke? I'm not sure. I think there was like a prehistoric blackmail type scenario with the shift manager. I think he's getting blackmail sex, possibly. And then he's boasting when the next morning shift comes in. And I'm looking at him and he's looking at me in a I know that he knows that I know type way, like you do. Sleaze.